Hello people of the internet, today we are here to ask the question, Mag.
Yeah! What is it good for?
Indeed, what is the Warframe Mag good for? To answer this we will take a look at her abilities inside the simulacrum and then take her out into the live environment to see her in action. Mag's first ability is Pull. Magnetic force pulls enemies towards you, stunning them and bringing them into melee range. As first abilities go, this is a pretty decent one. It deals a fair amount of the ragdoll effect, giving you time to slice and dice the enemies before they can even get back to their feet. Mag's second ability is the one I would use the most, and this is Magnetize. Magnetize creates a magnetic field around a target, ensnaring nearby enemies and dealing damage over time. The field reacts to bullets and shards created from Polarize to increase the damage. Now as the ability tooltip states, this ability when cast on an enemy will draw that enemy and enemies close to it into the centre of this dome. While inside the dome the enemies take a small amount of damage, and most importantly early on their bullets get trapped inside with them, meaning they cannot shoot you if you are stood outside of it. Mag's third ability is Polarize. Emit an energy pulse that depletes enemy shields and armour, creating shards which become deadly when mixed with Magnetize. Shields of allies touched by the pulse are restored. This is a very decent buff and debuff ability which, as the tooltip states, when combined with the previous ability it can really help take down groups of enemies fairly swiftly on its own, while buffing the shields of you and your party members. Mag's fourth ability is Crush. Crush magnetizes the bones of nearby enemies, causing them to collapse upon themselves. This ability can be good against shielded enemies such as the Corpus faction, but against armoured enemies like these heavy gunners here it does not do much damage at all. It can help by knocking a whole bunch of enemies off their feet in a pinch, giving you time to cast your other abilities we have just seen, but in most cases this is best used against the Corpus enemies. Now as we saw, Mag's Magnetize and Polarize abilities are probably the abilities you are going to get the most use out of should you play her. I did not mention earlier however that while the enemies inside her Magnetize bubble cannot shoot out of it, you can still shoot into it, making it even easier to take down anything trapped inside. Now that we know what Mag can do, why not take a look at where you might want to use her in the live environment. For me, I feel Mag really shines in the interception mission types. Here Mag can use her Magnetize bubble to permanently CC the enemies in the room. There are a set number of enemies that can spawn in these missions at one time, so if you can guide them all into it by running around and having them chase you into it or kill anything outside or near it until they have all spawned inside, you can keep them in there by simply recasting the ability on them whenever it runs out, capturing the nodes in between. Doing this with a team of 2 or more Mags makes it a cakewalk. So that's what Mag can do. Now you may be asking where to get her if you did not start the game as her. Mag, in case you forgot, is one of the starting Warframes along with Vault and Excalibur, but for those that did not choose her, you can head on over to the mission Iliad on Phobos. In this mission you will be tasked to take down the assassination target Sergeant. This target is widely known as the Whipping Boy in Warframe, as it is by far the easiest planetary boss you are likely to come across. He is nothing more than a jumped up Corpus lackey, to be fair. He may have a little more health and shields than the usual Corpus goon at this level, but he is in no way threatening even early on. Just take him down and head to extraction. Here you will be rewarded with a Mag part blueprint. In my case it was the chassis. Rinse and repeat the mission until you also have the systems and neuroptics, and then head on over to the market to purchase her main blueprint for 25,000 credits. With all 4 pieces in hand you can get to crafting Mag, provided you have the materials required. So there you go, we have taken a look at Mag and what she is good for. Should you like to see one of these videos for any other Warframe I have not already covered, then let me know in the comments down below and I will see you next time. If you like this video, please consider watching another. 2 suggestions will be on screen now. Also, if you have not subscribed already, please do so by clicking the icon in the middle of this screen. Every view and subscription will go a long way to helping the channel grow, and in turn will result in more content for you. Thank you, and until the next time, goodbye.